Okay, Jonathan Crocker, Vehicle Engineering Manager for the Police Interceptor Utility.
And behind us, you have the new Police Interceptor Utility.
Right.
So obviously, a lot of people are going to think it's an Explorer, but it's not. It's different.
It is completely different. It's built on the same platform, but it's a purpose-built tool for the police officers. That's right.
So tell me what makes this one unique from the outgoing model. This is a 2016. I see you got different headlights. It looks like a little bit design changes, but what's kind of the big selling point?
Yeah, so I mean, really, the headlights are the most important thing for your viewers.
Exactly.
These are new headlights that you have to memorize. So you probably should get a couple of shots in the rearview mirror, make sure we're all familiar with that. But the headlights actually do have more output,
okay.
And they also have a wig-wag capability. So if you see the left-right flash, you know you're in trouble, right? But the front end has been redesigned, so we have much better cooling capacity. You know, people are using these, they're driving them really hard, they're in very hot places, so we have a lot more grill opening in this front end. We also have done a really good job integrating all the lights, so when the lights aren't on, it's pretty hard to find out that this is a police interceptor because it's pretty stealthy, pretty integrated.
Pretty stealthy, so if you don't have the lights flaring, you can sneak up on you. Those bums!
Yeah, exactly right. That's exactly right.
What else is new?
So we have a new feature called surveillance mode.
Okay.
So, you know, officer safety is paramount for us. And so what happens if an officer is doing paperwork in their car, then someone approaches from the rear and they're perhaps not aware of it, then the system will automatically detect the people are approaching. It'll put the windows up, it'll chime inside the car to warn them, it'll maybe flash the brake lights to kind of take the person off guard a little bit and protect the officer. So that's a new feature that we're excited about and that weve developed with one of our suppliers.
Now I know some of the things that are important to police officers are like having enough room for the belt.
Absolutely.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, so this part of the uniqueness on an Interceptor is it does have unique seats. So we make room for the utility belt because getting in and out, they do it a lot, and it has to be comfortable with the utility belt on.
How about the opening the doors? I mean, you got to get the bad boy in there, right?
That's right.
Do they open up a little bit more than
doors open up further, and then they also have tethers because officers, believe it or not, officers kick their doors when they get in, and sometimes to close them too.
Yeah.
And so we have to make it robust to that. And many of these agencies actually order ballistic panels in the front doors. So these are level 3 ballistic panels. They'll stop rounds from high-powered rifles, AK-47s, AR-15s. And so they're quite heavy doors when they have those installed. So for that reason, we have the straps.
All right, so when you put all the metal into it, it must make it slow.
Well, so that's
heavy, right?
Well, actually, those ballistic panels are Kevlar, so they're actually quite light.
All right.
But no, the car is actually quite light. So we take a lot of time with surgical use of aluminum and advanced materials to keep these cars really light.
So what's under the hood?
Under the hood, on this particular one, a 3.7 Ti all-wheel drive powertrain makes 270 foot-pounds of torque and 305 horsepower.
And can you get it with the EcoBoost?
And you can get it with the EcoBoost. So EcoBoost is pretty serious, right? 365 horsepower, 350 foot-pounds of torque. And it outruns, in the LA testing, all the V6 sedans in a utility. So it's a really fast vehicle.
Now, Ford has been in the police car business a long time. What makes Ford's better than Chargers or some of the other vehicles out there, the GM product? Why is that better?
I think the thing that's unique about this Police Interceptor utility is that it's a large enough package for police officers to bring all their gear, bring their buddies, and do what's required for the mission. It's got room, and we hear a lot of feedback that they really love the room of this vehicle. I think the second thing is it's all-wheel drive standard, right? So some of the other companies now are catching on that all-wheel drive is a huge advantage, and it's really not just an advantage in the snow. It's a big advantage just in terms of how we tune it for handling. So if you're at the limit, then we're scheduling torque constantly front to rear and managing the handling of the vehicle, and it's really easy to drive, and that's our philosophy.
I've always wondered about this. Proportionally, the wheels look too small. Why is that?
Yeah, we do put actually a fairly small package wheel on the Interceptor, and it's really just to get the combination of toughness and handling that we need.
How many miles does an average utility see a year? You know, let's say the average person drives a car, 12,000 miles. How about a utility?
You know, some of these utilities will go 70,000 miles in a year. So many agencies, they hot cycle the cars. So an officer pulls in at the end of their shift, they get out, the car isn't even turned off, and the next officer gets in and drives. So it's just running 24 hours.
And so are there special things under the hood to make sure it's got that kind of durability that it can go 70,000 miles in a year?
Absolutely. So, you know, we have a unique cooling package for the car. So keeping things cool is paramount, right? I'd have to think more about what else to point to there, to be honest.
All right. Is there anything I should have asked that I missed? I mean, you got all kinds of different. I saw those little buttons in there, right? You've got different kinds of sirens, different kind of lights.
Right.
Is that based on the police department?
It really is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of upfit by department.
Okay.
So
some have that woo woo woo, and some have woo woo woo. Right.
Yeah,
I'm doing a bad
exactly.
job of this.
Yeah, no, I get it. The Yelp, the whale, I don't know all those names. So, no, I think we've hit it. I think all-wheel drive is a really big deal, and I think other people are really catching on to that. So,
and is there room for a computer? Because I know that's a big part of it as well.
Yeah, so that's right. So we do have a standard of how much room to have between the front seats, and we offer a console mounting plate, so offices can, agencies can mount all their equipment, and it's critical to be able to do that. There is one other thing that's really a big deal about the Ford utility Interceptor and also the sedan Interceptor, which is we do certify it to 75 mile an hour rear crash, and that's unique to Ford. So again, it's all about officer safety and serving the people that serve us.
So if somebody
right?
pulls somebody over at the highway and somebody loses control, like on a snowy day, hits you on the highway, 75 miles an hour.
Right. How many times have you driven down the highway and there's that officer by the side of the road, and you can't get over a lane? You're right next to him going 70 miles an hour. So.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's really fun.
And
Thank you.
we'll be back to check it out when you actually unveil it, even though it's here.
Very good. Thanks.
All right, thanks.